He wasn't supposed to exist. Ethan Lovett, the charming, devil-may-care drifter who walked into Port Charles and turned the Spencer family upside down, was never part of the plan. And yet, from the moment he stepped onto the General Hospital canvas on January 30th, 2009, he became one of the most talked-about characters daytime television had seen in years. This is the full story of Ethan Lovett, brought to life by the actor now known as Nathan Dean, and why his return in April 2026 has the entire soap world buzzing. Let's rewind to 2008. General Hospital put out a casting call for a brand new character, a young man named Dante Falconeri, the secret son of mob boss Sonny Corinthos. An actor named Nathan Parsons, born in Adelaide, South Australia, and raised across Colorado and Texas, walked into that audition room and gave it everything he had. He was called back twice, and then nothing. He didn't get the part. That role would eventually go to Dominic Zamprogna. But here's where it gets interesting. The show's producers didn't just send Nathan home. Instead, they told him something that would change his career forever. They said they weren't going to give me the part I auditioned for, but they wanted me on the show, so they were going to write me in. The writers sat down and created an entirely new character, from scratch, just for Nathan Parsons. That character was Ethan Lovett, and nothing about Port Charles would ever be the same again. Ethan's debut story was built on mystery. This Australian-born con artist and self-described drifter turned up at the haunted Star Casino attempting to burglarize the place, only to get caught by the owner himself, Luke Spencer. Instead of calling the cops, Luke was intrigued. The two men, separated by decades in age but bound by an uncanny similarity in spirit, became fast friends. Ethan claimed his adoptive parents had died when he was 15 and that he'd been on his own ever since. But the truth, as always in Port Charles, was far more complicated. Ethan had actually sought Luke out deliberately. He'd crossed paths with a woman named Holly Sutton, a thief, a con artist, and one of Luke's great lost loves during his travels, and Holly had sent him straight to Luke Spencer. Ethan had been carrying a photograph of Luke and his longtime ally Robert Scorpio the whole time. The mystery of his true parentage had the audience gripped from day one. By the time the reveal came, it was explosive. Holly Sutton returned to Port Charles and confirmed that Ethan was her son. But she initially lied about who the father was, pointing to Robert Scorpio. Eventually, the full truth came out. Ethan was the biological son of Luke Spencer, conceived during an affair between Luke and Holly while Luke was still married to Laura Weber. That revelation, officially established on May 29, 2009, sent shockwaves through the fan base. Luke and Laura's love story is the stuff of soap opera legend, the cornerstone of General Hospital's golden era in the 1980s. And now, here was living proof that Luke had strayed during that legendary romance. As Nathan Dean himself later put it, "I was tremendously disliked for that. I was a dagger in the heart of all the Luke and Laura fans." He wasn't exaggerating. But the character's magnetism was undeniable. Soaps in Depth magazine in March 2009 credited him with taking the show by storm and called Ethan one of daytime's most riveting young characters. He started as a recurring player and was quickly put on contract. This was a star in the making. Ethan's time on the canvas was loaded with drama. He navigated a deeply complicated dynamic with Christina Corinthos, Sonny's daughter, who developed a crush on him that he did not return. In a moment of frustration, Ethan grabbed Christina's arm, leaving bruises, and when Christina was later found beaten and bloody at her home, she falsely accused Ethan of the attack. He was arrested. Sonny Corinthos, a man not known for patience or due process, put out a hit on him. The truth that Christina's boyfriend, Kiefer Bauer, had been abusing her came out slowly, agonizingly, building to one of the show's most gripping stretches of storytelling in that era. Ethan was cleared, but the ordeal showed audiences just how much range this character and this actor possessed. Beyond surviving false accusations and mob death threats, Ethan proved himself a true Spencer when Luke went missing and was presumed kidnapped. Ethan, alongside his half-sister Lulu, traveled all the way to Greece to rescue their father, where they discovered that the mysterious Valentin Cassadine was holding both Luke and Helena Cassadine captive. That adventure cemented Ethan's place not just as Luke's secret son, but as a genuine Spencer through and through. And now, he's coming back. On March 5th, 2026, it was officially announced that Nathan Parsons, now going professionally by Nathan Dean, would return to General Hospital as Ethan Lovett, with his first scenes airing on April 17th, 2026. Executive producer Frank Valentini said it plainly. "We are so excited that Nathan Dean is returning to General Hospital as Ethan this April. We have a great story planned, with, of course, a few twists along the way. 6 years after his last appearance on the show, a character born out of a failed audition, a son conceived in secret, a Spencer who had to fight for every inch of his place in that family's history. Ethan Lovett is back in Port Charles, and if his track record is anything to go by, nothing will ever be simple, nothing will ever be quiet, and everything will be absolutely worth watching.